Good evening and welcome. Alex just finishing getting dressed.
Let's go.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. We've got some cool new jackets. I stupidly only packed 2 because I needed to bring them for these guys.
Jesus. We don't have aviators or anything, like we're just unprepared for this. Come on. I mean,
this stream is completely unprepared.
You're still drunk. God damn.
Starting strong. Instead of struggling to dress ourselves, we can start to guess ourselves, or at least guess which card is in my mind.
There's no like strong indicators this week, so we just need to play this like straight up.
No. What?
Is it a monster cado?
It is not a monster cado.
Is it a green cado?
It's a green cado.
Okay. Is it a green cado with symbolo?
Symbolo, yes.
Whoa. Is it a permanent?
No.
Okay.
So,
quick play or ritual?
Yeah, we had this before.
Yeah.
Quick. Does it include an effect that special summons?
No.
Okay. Can it be activated during the damage?
No.
Okay, so we're at quick play spell that can't be activated during the damage step.
Could be a ritual spell. Come on. Oh no, it doesn't include a special summon. Ignore it. Totally just blew over that question. It's fine. No. Okay, so it's a quick play spell that cannot be activated.
Still a little bit of drunk this way.
There's like lateral drunkenness. So was it first printed at ultra rare or higher?
No, it was not first printed at ultra rare or higher.
Was it first printed at rare or higher?
No, it was not first printed at rare or higher.
First print common.
Was it first printed Link era onwards?
No, it was first printed prior to Link era.
Okay.
Does it target a card on the field at activation?
It does not target a card on field at activation.
Does it target anything at activation?
It doesn't target anything at activation.
Okay, so it has...
I think we're like 9 questions in now, and we know that we're on a either a quick play or a ritual spell that doesn't special summon.
Heavily implied quick play spell. Why is there drilling?
Someone is drilling an Alex wall.
Alex neighbor's getting busy.
There's no neighbor that way.
What?
It's ceiling. They must be drilling like above me in that.
Okay.
Okay. Wonderful.
So quick play spell that doesn't target at all and cannot be activated during the damage step.
Sounds about right.
Does its effect replace itself in card advantage in any way?
Yeah, we'll go with it replaces itself in card advantage.
Okay. Can Ash Blossom be chained to it?
Ash Blossom cannot be changed.
Okay. So it doesn't special summon, which would be usually the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't target.
It could add that from grave to hand non-targeting.
Yeah.
Or it could return from...
Oh, it's it's pop-up, isn't it? Yeah.
It's what?
It's pop-up.
Oh. Yeah. That makes sense. Sure.
Does it does it move a card onto your field?
It does move a card onto your field.
Okay.
Does it move that card from deck?
It does move that card from deck.
Is it pop-up?
It's not pop-up.
What? Nani? He just changed it last second to demise of the land.
Oh, it could be set rotation. It could be set rotation, it could be...
They're all the same card.
Yeah.
Set
Or
rotation
demise of the land.
released years ago, so it wouldn't have...
Yeah,
I mean, demise of the land is even easier to guess, it wasn't in Link Hero.
Yeah. So do we want to just guess those two?
does it place at least one field spell on the field?
It does place a field
Okay,
spell
so
on the field.
is it Demise of the Land?
Is it separate?
It's Demise of the Land.
Okay, cool.
So I knew that you'd get pop-up too easily. So
Yeah.
because we've been talking about the card, which we'll get onto in just a moment, I thought, you know what? You'll get pop-up. Let's make it so that you think you've got the answer, and then just hit you with the old dupe.
The old, if they're at 19 questions before guessing, then we get them. But in every other situation, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, something like that.
Good. Gotta play to your percentage points.
Yeah. Okay.
So Pop-Up is quite an interesting card that we have seen appearing in people's side decks along with Mystic Mine.
Yep.
Now, Mystic Mine is a reasonable side deck choice at the moment. You can play it into a spiral board, and if you've managed to bait the sleeper or the Trigate already, then you put it on the board, and they're in a bit of an awkward place. Pop-Up is a quick play spell that activates field spell directly from your deck.
So long as your opponent has a field spell on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, from the few games that I've played against Spiral, generally speaking, they're going to have a field spell by the end of
Reasonable
the
percentage of
Yeah.
the time.
And if you activate a quick play spell that places a field spell onto your field, they can't chain sleeper to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can, but
That's the big thing that it does
Yeah.
over hard drawing mine and set rotation is sleeper just cannot interact with the card in the slightest. They can still Trigate if they have Trigate, but that's largely their only out.
Yeah, and then you've baited the Trigate for whatever else you have. You're evenly. There are lots of cards that bait the first Trigate.
Yeah.
And there's only one Trigate.
or if you've already used something else to bait the Trigate, you can then follow up with a quick play activation of your Mystic Mine, and then, well, what they can do.
They're pretty dead. Like, if you are, especially post-side, I mean, this is a card that's being popped up in main decks as well as side decks, but especially post-side, if the Spiral player is choosing to go first, then they're not going to have backrow removal in their deck. Assuming you're playing a reasonable deck that they wouldn't want backrow removal. Like, you're not going to start on Mind Burn and then side in your pop-ups. They're going to have some Twin Twisters somewhere. But if you're on, Spiral Mirror, or just any relevant combo deck, any Orchid variant, or that kind of ballpark, then they're not really going to have any back removal, and you might just have the old no outers.
Yeah, like, we are all big fans of the old, how many cards you got left in deck there, buddy?
Do you have an out? And they're like, I might do. It's like, that's a no. You can stop lying here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one of the things that we've seen popping up in decks this week, but we've also seen a lot of interesting stuff coming out of the woodwork. One of my personal favorites, Minnesota Regional, there was a Zodiac deck, made top card.
I don't understand.
So I watched the deck profile because obviously you had to. He shotgun second, mained infinite hand traps, just like all of the hand traps. And his
didn't main deck Droll, just the
Yeah.
pure hand traps.
Yeah.
Ash, Veiler, Ogre, another one.
DD Crow.
Yeah, DD Crow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. No one can afford Magician's Soul anyway, right? Anyway, point is, he made the Infinitrack link,
Infinitrack Fortress Megaclops.
which is basically just towers.
Yeah, it's a Link 3, the materials for which are strictly 3 Xyz monsters, so it works very nicely with Zodiacs.
Has been known. Yep.
It's unaffected by other monsters' effects, except Xyz monsters, so there's not a lot of outs going around right now.
Apart from Utopia Double, but sure.
Sure. But, I mean, Utopia Double doesn't affect theirs. It only affects...
Yeah, but
It's,
Utopia Double is an Xyz monster that can attack.
Laurel Sword
It has
also
the
is
second
a...
line of text.
Yeah.
It cannot be destroyed by battle except
Oh.
with Xyz monsters.
Yep.
Oh.
So that's Utopia
Cool.
Double is the
But
one.
you don't die
Then
if you get Utopia doubled over this guy, because he's just so big.
He is
So
very
you-
big.
You take your 6,000, but you're like, okay, we can stabilize. I'll just summon another one. Because this guy, he was playing 3 of these.
Not one, not 2,
But
3. He's really playing around the left side.
So you can target an Xyz monster in your graveyard and one card your opponent controls, special summon the monster from your grave, and if you do, attach that opponent's card to it as a material. So that is
pretty
some
relevant removal.
neat removal going on there.
Yep.
Also, for the rest of the turn, any damage your opponent takes is halved. So
Oh no.
you're not necessarily going to be killing him right away, but he's got a lot of text on him, and a lot of that text is real good.
Yeah.
So-
not bad.
Here's a card that is pretty good, and only stands to get better in a couple of months.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'd be most interested in, because trying to get to 3 Exceed monsters at the moment, with Zodiac, is slightly awkward. Without Dryden, you can't like double Chakanine in the same turn,
Yeah.
and with Master Rule 4 still being in effect, you can't summon 2 Exceed monsters genuinely. So trying to get him out in the first turn is still a little bit awkward, but yeah, once you're free to do whatever you want, then
If we get to a point where people can just overlay their 2 level 4s into another Chakanine in a main monster zone, this guy's gonna get real spooky.
Yep, for
But
sure.
there also just might be a lot more Xyz monsters going around, so...
Yeah, I think this card is definitely one that looks to be doing a lot more in the future. But shout out to the guy for bringing it out this month, getting in ahead of things. Also in that deck, which I thought was kind of neat, just one tech Orcust symbol.
He pulled a super from his OTS pack the previous week, because it's like, well, it's going in my deck, so...
He also had the Ulti Galatea and the Ulti Dingirsu, so we wanted to flex those.
Same packs, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
So this is one symbol, one Galatea, and one Dingirsu, just as a little engine for a deck that doesn't rely heavily on the normal summon.
Yep.
And has a bunch of bodies.
Yep.
And those bodies you can turn into a Galatea by normal summoning your symbol, overlay a Dingirsu on the top, send a card to the grave. Oh look, we've just got another Xyz monster out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Helps us make our Infinitrack, or Infinitrack can summon back the Dingirsu from the grave, or the symbol can if you don't have the access to the Infinitrack, which again helps you make the next one the following turn.
Yeah.
It all just kind of links together.
Kind of choose.
Yeah, it works pretty nicely.
Yeah,
I was-
the really cute part is you get Galatea in the extra monster zone, and that gives you the linked zone to summon your second genuine zoo monster,
Yeah.
and then you can use that to revive, and then you make the Dingears on top of that, and that gives you your 3
materials,
three materials
for the Mega
for-
Clops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mega Clops.
He's a powerful
What
train.
a name.
Or,
Yeah.
What even is he?
He's a digger.
He's a digger. Okay.
Yeah, this is all
You
of
digging
the
graves.
Infinity Chasers stuff. It's all on the same kind of theme
Munch,
as
munch, dig, dig.
Dvorak.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun looking at that deck list, and the more that I looked at it, the more I was like,
It was a giver.
nice.
Like, not in the market to play 10 different Zodiac monsters in 2020, but like, gotta
I mean,
give it
look,
a
if they give me but my Broad Ball, then I might be.
go. You won't
We
need
will
10.
You
Never
won't need 10.
See
No.
Broad Bull again.
Probably not right before Master Roll 5.
Please. Please no more Broad Bull. Trident, sure. Trident
Dryden
can
can
come
come
back.
back, but Broad Ball can stay banned forever.
Broad Bull needs to go and think about what it's done.
For a very long time.
Other decks this week, we saw a lot of Spiral doing well.
Reasonable amount of fun.
Yes.
I've seen a few like top 8 lists from regionals around the UK. We've seen a lot of Spiral decks. Did see briefly one deck playing True Draco. Managed to win a regional this weekend.
Yep.
It was like,
Not even change True Draco, just pure True Draco,
Yep.
just with,
nothing going on there.
cards,
It just,
extra floodgates.
it still works.
It does the thing. If you draw your diagram, then you're still gonna win. And if you draw a demise, then you're still gonna win. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just going to make your opponent even saltier.
Oh, yeah. Which is bonus value, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't playing Draco without hoping to make some people salty.
There's not a lot that you can do if you're going second with Spiral and they just have Inspector Warder.
Yeah.
That card is no worse than it was.
2,000 attack points, larger than 1,900 attack
Yep.
points.
Yes.
Last time I checked, and even the next time.
Unless you've hard drawn the equip spell. Wait, is the equip spell they play the one that gives you 500 attack points?
No, it's the one that makes them can't be destroyed by battle, so they can at least get to something.
Love it.
The
That is the
slow double helix.
Yeah.
It's quite likely that in the meantime, though, there is going to be some more Draco stuff going along there.
It's
Half the time Draco don't get started. Come on now.
yeah. Good. Monarchs Erupt, also a good card. Just saying.
Yeah, like,
Skill Drain good.
The deck does exactly what it did. It goes first and it puts floodgates on the board, and if you don't have the answers, you don't have the answers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if Draco takes an extra couple of turns to go off. It doesn't matter if, they do it from a few less cards, because they never sold card minimized. If you can't play, you can't play.
Yeah.
It seems reasonable.
Decks we also saw this weekend, coming from our one and only Car. JPG putting out, he got third at a regional in Germany, playing Burning Abyss.
Oh, yeah.
I, for one, am very excited about this.
Oh, really?
You,
Surprise,
Tom.
right?
Impossible.
I mean, let's be honest. Chat's gonna be more excited than you are.
I'm not sure about that. I am riding this BA high right
There's
now.
a reason the camera's up here.
So I have been spending the last couple of weeks just fine-tuning my Burning Abyss deck to still really struggle against Spiral. If anyone is coming to CMS Paris and wants to hook me up with some lightning storms, come find me. But yeah, I'm trying to get my hand on a set of those because I think that could cover quite a lot of the gaps that are currently pretty glaring in my current BA strategy. I want to be able to play a lot of stuff that is hard countering the turn 1 board of Spiral. I think the Lightning Storm is actually a really good choice for that sort of role, and also lets me be very greedy against Spiral whilst still having a little bit of coverage for your Guru decks, your Draco decks, your Altergeist decks.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will be desperately running around Convention Centre in Paris this weekend trying to get hold of some, I'm not even sure what they're called in French, but lightning storms.
French Walmart to pick up boosters. Let's go. Take
Yeah.
my pesos.
But yeah, if any of you guys are at CMS Paris, or if any of you could come to CMS Paris, it's going to be a really cool event. They've got Ollie Gurman in to do hosting for the event.
The boy.
He's back.
Yeah, we've got...
Did you not see his video earlier?
No.
He called out Team Jam. It was great.
the press-up competition is
Oh, good. I'm glad. That's what I need in my life.
Sebastian Lemke and Leonard Koenig are going to be doing the match commentary for the Yu-Gi-Oh! They're a great team for it. So yeah, I'm excited to get involved there. I'm hoping to see a load of people. And yeah, if you can come along, show your face, and it'll be some good Yu-Gi-Ohs. You guys, however,
We
are
have,
joining me in Paris.
no, we have a local event here.
Local. London.
The local-ish.
Okay. The whole UK is London. It's
So there is the Brotherhood Open, which is once or twice a year, hosted in central, I'm going to generously say central London. We're expecting a good 250 odd players. It's gonna be a big event.
It's a big regional.
It's the largest or very close to the largest regional or like non-national size event tournament in the UK. So that'll be a big one. There'll be a substantial number of players from overseas coming to play if they aren't at the Card Market Series.
Anyone that's chasing the world's points,
Well,
that's likely where they've got to be this weekend.
So that'll be a really good event. They are always magical. So.
They are really top tier TO.
Yeah, Michael does a very good job. Prize support's always great, and it's just a really fun environment. So, gotta shout out the Brotherhood. If you can get to either of those events this weekend, it's going to be great fun, and we will be there. So, we will be looking out for you. Have you decided what you're going to play?
No. You're asking some silly questions here, Tom.
Alec will be in the car on the way there, going like, maybe.
Someone needs to lend me a Predaplant engine.
I'm on board.
Okay.
I don't know what any of them do, but we're gonna find out round 3.
And Seb, you've been nursing that spiral for a while.
I mean, I've got the spiral deck.
He's
I paid for my souls. I'm gonna use them.
That doesn't mean you're on Spiral.
I know that could mean anything. I don't own an Apprentice Illusion Magician, so it probably means I'm on Spiral.
That is not the expensive part.
It's not a difficult one to
We were going through.
What do you mean? I thought that was like the 80 quid garnet. Clearly.
Yeah, let's go with that. Looking through.
The 80 quid garnet is the Appaloosa. It's the garnet you need to play for your extravagance.
That's like 90 though.
Yeah, that is a card that has gone up a lot. We were discussing this earlier. So not only do you have the hype surrounding Appaloosa and Triplicate for Spiral,
Yeah.
but you also have vast swathes of people that were just playing Orcust since forever. Not many Orcust lists. There are a few, but not many were playing Appaloosa. So now
Exactly.
everyone that's just been living the Orcust life for the last half a year has suddenly realised that it isn't really cutting it now, and they need to get at least one Appaloosa, and
If
they
not
are
more.
not cheap.
No.
No, they're not.
Didn't start cheap and have not gone cheaper.
Like, the lowest Appaloosa on eBay is more than double what I paid for mine.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is
so
very much followed the Barrel Sword Dragon sort of parabolic curve of on pre-release probably about 50, trickle down to about 40. We're talking about GBP here, British pounds, and then just kind of the steady incline, and then.
oh boy.
Is there anything that you can do if you want to play but don't want to spend that money on an Appaloosa?
The decks that need Appaloosa really need Appaloosa, is the unfortunate truth. You wouldn't want to play Spiral or Lunalights without it.
Okay.
There are a lot of very good decks that you can play that do not play it. Unfortunately, one of the best of those is Heroes, which is definitely not a cheap
That's
alternative.
not
And Geist is really good, but then you still need to play Extravagance, which is ridiculously expensive.
Likewise, Guru.
Yeah, Guru also wants Extravagance. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's price point at the moment is...
So we might be coming full circle back to True Draco here.
Yeah, I was exactly going to say. Funnily enough, Draco might be the boy still.
Can you play Pendulum without an Appaloosa? Maybe. We'll call it a maybe.
It's my answer to that.
Okay.
I think you
Mech
probably
Invoke?
get away with it.
Mech Invoke you could play.
Okay.
Yeah, Mech Invoke you could play it. I think you could probably get away with Pendulum as well.
So we've got a few options. Like Pendulum, it might not be an optimal list, but you aren't missing a chunk of your strategy if you don't have an Appaloosa.
Yeah.
Particularly if you go for one of the heavier spell counter, mythical beast, mythical stuff lists.
Yeah.
Draco obviously is still Draco. Or you could end up on Zodiac.
Yo, Infinite Track spiking as we talk.
it probably isn't going down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some options. So if you are stuck in a position where you missed the boat on picking up an Appaloosa when they were a bit more affordable, those are some decks that you probably want to be considering. If you have got your Appaloosa and you don't need it, might be a time to sell it if you're not using it.
Good time to look around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I struggle to see it going much higher than it is now. It could hold that price.
Mark this date.
Yeah, mark this date, because...
Modern day Yu-Gi-Oh cards don't typically go above £100.
Yeah.
We hope.
And it is currently sitting at like 92, 93 on eBay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not cheap. But there are several listed on eBay for more than £100.
Okay. Do you think that we are going to be seeing more of that going forwards, or is this an anomaly?
I would like to believe that this is just an anomaly in that because sets have been really, really top heavy and there's not really been anything except for like one good card in the last like many sets, let's be honest.
I wouldn't go so far as many sets. I think, what was the set with Gizmecha Orochi? Because that was flagged as being a bad set on
That
release.
started as a really bad
Oh yeah, that started as a bad set.
But it blossomed.
I mean,
It got rid.
that is the one with Appaloosa, isn't it?
No, that was one set later. I
One
believe.
set later, sure.
Rising Rampage had Appaloosa, and
Okay, yeah.
Gizmek
Oh yeah,
was
sure. Gizmek was...
whatever the set before Rising Rampage was.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, basically... Yeah, sure, there are, like... Products have just been really top heavy, like Magician's Souls and the hero cards. There are like two of them that you need. That was all that was in the set. So I think, Lightning Storm as well. Konami has promised to stop short printing things, which is really good news.
Konami Europe.
Konami Europe has promised to stop short printing things in the next set, which is really good news because that will help even out card prices, because then you won't have this issue with like Lightning Storm where it is somewhat less accessible than a lot of the other decks.
Gizmek is also Rising Rampage.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the same set as Appaloosa.
Couldn't tell you what these are from now. Mega Pack 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a Mega Pack Appaloosa, that would be getting sold. Misprint.
Yeah. But I do think that, especially since the next core set as well looks like it has a lot of stuff in it,
Okay.
I think prices should
A
even
lot
out
of
when
stuff, but also a lot of secret rares.
It does have 10 secret rares, but then if the secret... Like, think about Dark Neostorm, where you had a lot of good secret rares. None of them were particularly expensive.
Yeah, they
Even
all
though...
kind of balanced
Because
out.
they all balanced out. Because you could buy sealed product and get some sort of value from it, because you were going to get... Whatever your secret rare was, it was probably going to be decent.
Yeah, it wasn't just spiking on which secret
Yeah.
rare you got, which was quite nice. I'm not sure that there is a second secret rare in this latest set.
No.
Very much.
No. There is Lightning Storm and there is Lightning Storm. If you did not pull Lightning Storm, your entire box was a bust.
Like, this set has the same... I don't want to say issue, because I don't think it's a problem at the slightest, but we had last set, which was a whole bunch of the Unchained cards were filling out the secret rare slot.
Yep.
And they started at a very real price at sort of sneak peek and on release, but they just died.
Yeah.
So, 2 weeks after release, the set was very much one card or bust.
Yeah.
And I feel like this set will be doing exactly the same with the AI cards, or with the Ignister cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are another deck where it's all comprised of the higher rarity stuff, but unless it actually does something, it just doesn't hold a price because there isn't the demand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of the sets being opened for other cards. Other card. That is,
Yeah.
the card. So there are plenty of... Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, I think it's about time that we get some testing in. We're still building our decks, as we say, for events this weekend, so we'll play some games and we will discuss the changes that we've made.
Yeah. Seb has not made any
Discuss the changes that I've made.
Yep. Seb is same old. Didn't manage to make it to locals this week because I was feeling quite unwell, so didn't really get a chance to look at my deck again.
He has raccoon virus.
Yes, I have coronavirus, I'm gonna die. Something like that.
Heard it here first. The sketch is saying, Extravagant Spiral often chooses to let the resort be destroyed in the end phase so that they can add it back to hand with Barricade board.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
That is quite cool. I've seen a lot of people do that.
Does the barricade board have to remain on the field for that to resolve?
No, it activates on summon. And then
Pair one's strong.
Yeah, I hadn't even appreciated that was a thing.
Pair four, you.
I always
You
assumed
play
that
first.
Okay.
Spiral was a make my opening board and just make it as unbreakable as possible, which meant leaving it on the board so that you had like an extra layer of untargetability.
Yeah.
But if they're doing that, then that's really bad for all the pop-up lands.
Yeah. Resort?
Oh, that's quite good, I think.
Huh.
Resort, good
Yeah.
card.
Speak of the devil.
What?
No, I think I'm happy for you to have opened with your resort.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah.
Because you now cannot search resort.
Until he unicorns back to resort.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, until he imperms on unicorns, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna start on 1-for-1.
Okay.
Quick fix.
I mean, Muhammad, that is the reason why we haven't seen any heroes. Is 1800 Stratos is just smaller than 1900 Super Agent. It's just a fact.
Not big enough.
Just not big enough.
Should have been bigger. Effect.
Tom Alex Rodriguez is asking Mathematician into O-Lion as a viable engine for Cherubini.
Definitely a viable engine for
Well.
Cherubini. It doesn't fit in the deck that I am playing,
Yeah.
but it is very much a real engine.
Yeah, because Mathematician gives you a bunch of
Yeah,
cool
sure.
extra options. With the advent of Master Rule 5, we can very easily see Mathematician for Glow Up Bulb or Herald of Arclight, Herald of Pure Light, Herald of something light. The level 4 synchro.
Herald of the Arclight.
Herald of Arclight, yeah.
Which was a real play quite a long time ago in True King Dinosaurs, something along those lines. We've seen it crop up a couple times, and even in later iterations of Necrons, we saw it a little bit. So that could be a much more real play in your level 3 Cherubini deck, just having the extra glow bulb, which you're already probably playing for Maturities somewhere along the line.
I think.
But at the moment, Tom is on Tour Guides and Predaplants as the normal summons. Just Instant Fusion and Super Poly are really good cards.
Yeah,
so.
I think if you're not playing the Predaplant engine, then Mathematician is a great engine to be on.
And if you're on Block Dragon, then Mathematician is a starter that is Earth, which is very real.
Quick fix. Effect.
Yep.
And effect. These cards are significantly better than the last ones I gave you. Yeah, the last time I got to put whatchamacallit, Merman on top of Tom's deck, and this time I cannot. We'll declare monster with Helix though.
What am I getting? A Destrudo. That's alright.
Yeah, Destrudo.
Yeah, well, there weren't like good options per se for me, so. Master Plan.
Yep.
Just gonna keep going. Tell me when. Hey, here's an interesting one that I know at least Tom and I vary opinions on. Master Diamond asks, for a regional, would you focus on consistency or power?
Okay, so I think that this depends a lot on the deck that you're playing, but generally I like going for, well, yeah, I guess it depends whether you're looking at a regional or whether you're looking at a YCS. If you're looking at a regional, maybe more consistency, but for a YCS deck, I favor power.
Yeah, I know you've used the argument before. If you think you are one of the better people in the room, you should play a more consistent deck, because that gives you the most chance for you to play better than your opponents.
Yeah.
If you do not think that you are one of the better people in the room, then you should play a less consistent, more powerful deck, because it gives you the most chance to just high roll with your deck, and your deck can just go off and be nuts.
You can spike some wins.
Yeah, you don't need to outplay your opponents if you just draw better cards from them.
Yeah. And the other thing that I look at is for a YCS, you need everything to go very well for you to win the event overall, so you need that high power ceiling.
Yep.
Whereas for a regional, if you're going there to try and win that regional, then you have to win every single round, and that makes consistency more important for me.
Yep. I have a different view to that. Honestly, I just believe that there is a single best version of the deck. I don't think that you should be building for a particular room, or I don't believe that it matters sort of whether an X1 record is good enough or an X2 record is good enough, or you need to go undefeated to get the best EV. I think just there is a strictly best version of the deck that you can build, and that gives you the highest percentage point to win every game, and you should be running that version. So, two completely different different points of view.
I still haven't normal summoned.
Oh boy.
Cool. Really wish I were playing Zephyros, because I've got this.
Wow.
How did you summon the first drone?
Oh no, I did normal summon. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Think. You can make that.
Sketch asks about thoughts on the Goiki deck that topped the PPG event. I think this is the one that we were discussing last week, with no cards released in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like 18 hand traps or something. Yeah, if you're gonna play normal fair hand traps, then our consensus was you play a lot of normal fair hand traps. So in that regard, a lot of support for that kind of deck. I don't know if Goki is the best 10 card engine to play in your deck to go with your 40 billion hand traps, but it's probably
I
decent.
don't know how I've done this wrong, but I've definitely done something wrong here.
Okay. Are we surprised? No.
No. Somewhere I've lost link rating is the long and short of this. Because I can't quite get to Trigate, it seems.
If you're using the third trap here.
Yeah, because I'm using the third trap here.
Because you started on Resort?
No,
Or you disabled the Resort stuff?
yeah, but I unicorned it. Yeah. Oh, it's because if you... I don't start on Soul, so I don't have the second level 1 to go with that. Arbitrarily. So, what do we want to do here? There's stuff I can do. Just need to figure out what the best way to approach it is.
So Joe Bay asks about if any of us have tried Dark Warrior Orcust. Obviously, pointing out that it's sold no worse than it ever has been.
Soul is still a really good card. Yeah. And
We'll go ahead and summon this, and I don't think I need to use the effect, because it never does.
yeah.
I like that Destrudo is the worst of the top 3 cards in my deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's really you're just on
Yeah,
Sprite
Princess
and
Sprite.
Arena with extra stuff.
I mean, I'm not going to be negating that, am I?
Declare a card name.
No. It's...
If it's a spell or trap, you draw it. If it's not,
Yeah.
you mill it.
What am I thinking of?
I'm vaguely aware of such a card existing, but I can't.
Oh, the Link 2. The up and down Link 2. Akashic Magician.
Yeah.
Akashic Magician.
That was name a card, reveal the top card. If it's that, add it to hand. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's equal to co-link to link rating or something silly.
I definitely can just make Masquerena here. but I'm not
Ryuzaki,
actually
what do you
convinced
think
that that's
about
the best
heroes?
option.
They're quite good. They're very expensive. They're more expensive than they are good.
I'd have led with very expensive and then said, they are quite good to justify it, but they're really expensive.
You could buy a spiral deck for the same price as a hero deck, and I know which one of those I would choose to play.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know which one has more long-term value when they inevitably bring out, battles of light heroes lighting revenge of revenging light with all of the heroes reprinted. And then suddenly you're 40 quid liquids and 70 quid adjusted golds are all pennies.
So I think I actually quite like
That's green pass.
doing this because it baits some stuff. Because that's not going to be that useful. Target that.
See, I got cucked doing this once with Pendulum. I'd been Phantasmade, and he summoned it in attack. I was like, okay, perfect. So I was doing Agripane combo and summoned Vortex, and targeted his Phantasmade with the Vortex, because it's free.
Yeah.
And then he was like, negate, discard Bigfoot. And I'm like, oh.
Sad.
So discarding a Bigfoot here wouldn't do too much when the Appaloosa sits there.
Yeah. In my
And
situation,
Cerberus protects.
in my situation, it was, I need to negate the Phantasme with Vortex, and then the Bigfoot destroys one of my dragons. And
How
I
many
get
cards are left in your hand?
3.
Tree.
Confirmed. Good thing that their Destrudo is on top of the old
Okay, draw a card. Cool. So, at this point, I kind of want to just leave this as it is, which doesn't sound ideal.
Use the agent effect for the turn.
Yeah, I've used the agent effect for the turn. Yeah, that's why I was short one when link rating. But actually, I kind of like just summoning my sleeper, equipping it with a Last Resort, and I'll pass turn there.
Okay.
We'll put back the.
It's not playing around the pop-up.
If you're main decking your pop-up, then good job.
Well job.
It's a pretty good start. That's a very good start. Yeah, go on.
Yay.
IQ and IQ.
It happens.
It's a great effect.
Yes.
Good.
Si, senor. But how can you beat Phoenix Cerberus?
I'm not sure that I can, but we'll get to that in a moment. You back off now.
This is like in the days of Trickstar Sky Striker, where your plan B was just scapegoat into Phoenix Cerberus and just hope they could beat it.
There were a reasonable number of times that they could not.
I mean,
Because-
maybe I just Boral Sword and do a lot of damage. I don't know if that's enough, but it might be.
yeah.
I just need to make sure that I keep the Appaloosa to play through the Sleeper and the DD Crow. I think that's the only stuff I need to be worried about. It's Spiral, so he can't play too many hand traps.
Yeah, Sketch. I believe the Goki deck was playing 18 hand traps. That sounds about right. I haven't seen it in a week, but 18 sounds right.
Yeah.
The right ballpark. I don't think you need to go that crazy, but anything less than like 10 seems like you prefer to just be in main deck draw territory. Like,
Sure.
I wouldn't main only Ash Blossom and Impermanence. I don't think they're good enough individual cards to play such a low number. At that point, you just play like main deck evenly matched or draw one on Bird, as I say.
So at this point, I have to decide whether I should just go for a Farfa to break the lock here. But I'm not sure that it's actually going to help me breaking the lock here. Because unless I get rid of the Sleeper,
Sleeper, good card.
I can't actually do more damage than just attacking over what's already here. So at that point, if I accept that the Sleeper is there to stay, trying to clear the board is just a mistake.
Okay, yep. There's logic to what you're saying. It doesn't give you an alternative. It just rules out something.
I know, but ruling out something is a start.
Like, at some point, not handing back the Appaloosa is probably wise.
Oh yeah, if nothing else, if I don't kill him, this is going to become my own Appaloosa
Okay.
somewhere along the way.
Reasonable.
Ooh.
So, Beaky, the graph was summoned off of Livick.
Yeah. It ain't going anywhere.
The other option I have to consider is that Quantum Dragon is a really good out to Spiral Sleeper.
Not wrong.
I don't even know what it does.
So I'm working out if I have a line that summons both Quantum Dragon and Boral Sword. Because I think if I can get both of those two, I should have enough damage to win. But if I can't get them both, then I probably don't.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but what can you do?
What can we?
In conclusion, let's go in.
Okay. So this is targeting, I assume, the Phoenix?
One of the, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the Phoenix. He's the big one.
Phoenix is bigger than all of the Trickstar monsters.
JK4856. Have you guys tried Lightning Storms? I think it's broken but can't afford. In short,
I would love to.
Yes. In short, yes.
Yeah.
The same.
Everything you just said was yes. Honestly, from a top level sort of theory perspective, I personally don't think Lightning Storm is particularly good in this particular format against Spiral specifically. That's not to say that the card isn't bonkers and shouldn't be a 3 of in every side deck if you're not maining it. But I don't think this particular format is the absolute best for it. But yeah, it is just a bonkers card, we believe.
Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of price to it. Okay.
Effect Cerberus on quick fix.
Yeah.
And
You can't target
target
You
quick
can't
fix.
target. So Cerberus.
Yeah, I guess Cerberus and effect
Nice.
graph.
Yeah. I'm curious where this is going.
Curious.
No.
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 That's not happening.
No. He's okay. Not yet. Indeed.
Pay half for Destrudo.
Pay half for Destrudo. Think. So.
Master Diamond, I'll get your question as soon as the interesting part of this game finishes. This is the interesting part.
I don't think he has one card left in hand.
One card left in hand.
I'll chain DD Crow. Targeting that.
Let's think here. Effect Appaloosa.
Chain Sleeper.
Targets?
Target himself. And probably gonna have to be Appaloosa Cherubini.
Oh yeah, that lets the Crow resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that I could push through this at the expense of the
Yeah.
sleeper, but no, I just completely messed that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yours. Is there a way I could have done that better?
I don't think you can do anything without the Destroyer
Yeah.
resolving.
The answer was to discard the other card in my hand and activate
Yeah.
this from hand,
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
not playing into
The
the
DD
Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the big mistake there was allowing the effect of the DD Crow to matter.
Yeah.
I was playing along thinking that I was fine under Appaloosa, but I needed to have two Appaloosas to be able to play through this properly. If I'd activated this from hand, perhaps that would have got me there.
So you make your Quantum.
You can only control one Appaloosa.
Didn't know that.
That means you can't make Appaloosa from Appaloosa.
Does it?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
Okay.
So that's interesting text that I definitely had never read.
I was just reading to make sure, is it you can only activate Appaloosa once per chain, or you can only activate this effect once per chain? But no, it's entirely different.
Good. That's
So-
fun.
So then at this point, I
You would have.
gone for
Yeah,
a
this is still hand.
Yazi, activate the effect of my Seer, target the graph.
At which point, I kind of look at your graveyard and
Oh no, wait, Libic's better. Bigger.
Well, the DD Crow still gets.
yeah, like the DD Crow probably still activates.
Yep. And I'll let that
Yeah,
one
you probably let
resolve.
that one resolve.
Go for Yazi, I guess, on the last on the resort.
Yeah. It kind of has to be.
Summon Mama.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you play this properly, then
Mama effect for token.
mm-hmm. I need to actually read this card because I've definitely never read it before.
It attacks, start a damage step, it compulses your thing to be able to attack again.
Huh. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then you can't target any other cards.
It doesn't target, does it?
No.
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 It's damage step the thing he's battling. You can't target any of his cards while he controls a link monster.
That's pretty good.
But it's
yeah.
it's still not quite getting me there. Like I can hit this,
Yeah.
I can hit and bounce, and I can hit directly, and then I can make my own Appaloosa.
No, you cannot make your own Appaloosa because you already control an Appaloosa.
Okay, I'll link these two for something else and then
Yes.
make an Appaloosa.
Was the sleeper destroyed last?
Sleep was never destroyed.
Sleeper was never destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
It went to my hand. This is...
You have to attack it, and it compulses if you attack. Or if it battles.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
But yeah, I'd pass on that.
Yeah.
And I think I probably still lose to the
I mean, I top that in Dark Roller, so you definitely just lose.
Yep.
Even in the grind game, the sleeper probably just attacks through the... or uses its effects twice.
Yeah. It does just use its effect twice. But yeah, I don't know what I did earlier in my combo. I definitely should have had the link rating, and I just don't know where it went.
Well practiced spiral list.
Well practiced. Definitely know everything I'm doing.
Okay, so Master Diamond had a question earlier. In a previous stream, we talked about when you're trying to play through a board, figuring out the steps that you need to take to actually break the board, and was asking if we could sort of go through that kind of thought process again. The way I look at, like, everyone thinks differently, is the short answer. The way I like to look at playing second and trying to, say, break boards or trying to win the game when going second is starting from the end point and working backwards. So for a lot of decks, that end point is just Barble Sword. Is the realistic answer. And like, if you know that your answer is Barble Sword, then you have to look at their board and go, which monsters can still be on this board for me to be able to attack them for 8,000 with Barble Sword? Or what other monsters, how many other attack points do I need to have on my side of the field to be able to kill them through what they currently have? Or if I have Unicorn one thing away, then will that now give me, will that make the attack points I need substantially lower? That kind of thing. And then once you know that you need to get Barble Sword plus 4,000 attack points on your side of the board, and you need to have removed at least one monster from their field, then you can start to figure out the steps of how you might actually get there with your hand. That's sort of the very shorthand of the way I think about games. But as I say, everyone does it differently. A lot of decks, you can just look at your opening hand and go, my most optimal line is always starting with this card. There's just kind of a flow chart of this is your best starter, this is your second best starter, this is your best extender, this is your second best starter, and you just play them in the order that you know is correct. And if your opponent's dead at the end of it, then they're dead at the end of it, and if they aren't, then you know that you did your cards in the most optimal order. So it's deck dependent, it's person dependent, but that's kind of my loose thoughts on it.
A lot of it goes along the lines of trying to bait the most powerful interactions with your least valuable resources.
Yeah.
So if you can take out the best thing that they have on their board with one of the less useful cards in your hand, you're probably doing something right. But if they are using their cheap interactions for your good plays, you're going to really struggle.
Yeah. And like, once you've figured out, okay, my line to victory here is Barble Sword plus Dingirsu, which was the obvious example from last format.
Who's
Start?
And
Yep.
the answer was, okay, my opponent has 2 known pieces of interaction and a set back row, so I'm going to assume I cannot beat the back row, so let's just ignore that as a card.
Monster.
Because Called by the Grave hoses you and Impermanence hoses you. So... the prophecy! It has been foretold!
Monster. Okay.
Roll the dice. It's a good thing you don't have many monsters in your deck.
I mean, we gotta try.
Yeah. I mean, if it misses, I'm gonna be real sad.
How many spells are gone?
Yikes. Did you side in or out more monsters?
I think we kept it even.
Okay, let's reveal, and... Okay, so the monster. Yay, we're not dead yet.
Alright, now feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
Master plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you've figured out your line, then as Tom
Like this.
says, you need to figure out how your hand can get there, and figure out which are the bits that are mandatory for you to get to your endpoint, and which of the bits are just optional for you to get to your endpoint. So like in a lot of decks, going second that make Moral Sword, Yazi Mare is their like easiest line to that, and everything else they do is kind of just bait. So you're trying to structure your
Chain
line.
Link 1, Chain Link 2.
You're trying to structure your combo in the most optimal way to make your not important stuff look important to your opponent. To give your opponent as many opportunities to play their Ash Blossom as possible, or as many opportunities to negate your random spell with their sleeper, with their Trigate, or to destroy your random 2 monsters on board that don't really matter with their sleeper, that kind of stuff. Like, many layers, every deck is different, but
Yeah.
at least some goals.
Like, there are definitely ways I still use this, depending on what Tom has in his hand, because these sorts of combos are a bit weirder when you start on just double Helix. It's not starting on Souls, is basically the...
Soul's good card.
Soul's really good card.
Would like see.
Would really like C. Would like C so much that I'm going to take 2,000 to search it.
Question probably Tom is the best to answer. Which TCG country do you think is the best at the moment?
It depends how you define the best.
Okay.
I think that there are most very strong players, and this may be biased because I'm most exposed to the European market, but in Germany,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the number of like top 1% players in Germany is ridiculous right now.
Yeah. Like if you were looking at a sheet of European known players, the vast majority of them would be German.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But
Germans
Germany
are just good at
also
Yu-Gi-Oh!
has a very large player base, so you could account for that, and maybe you'd end up with maybe possibly even South American countries looking a lot stronger, because they would have a smaller player base than Germany.
And the top sort of the top cut of South America and a bunch of the smaller European countries, would put their percentage representation way higher than Germany, UK, Italy, that kind of thing. Like as an outlier, Raphael Nevin is a fantastic player who has done many, many very good things in Yu-Gi-Oh! And is definitely not gonna be anywhere other than the other category in most events.
I mean, that's not true. Sometimes Holland makes the list.
I mean, Utrecht maybe, but I wouldn't have them anywhere else in any other event.
YCS Utrecht is their kind of event.
And then obviously there's a substantial number of very good American players.
I didn't even search for that.
North American players.
Canada.
Including Canada, exactly. But there's 40 billion players in the Americas. So, does that sway your opinion, yes or no? Yeah, interesting question.
Sprite.
Yep.
I guess I use this. Probably should use that first, but... then we discard this again to bring this back and actually search with it this time.
Okay.
Benny Groisman, Canada best country. Fact. I'm sorry, buddy, but it's just a fact, eh?
I feel like Alec might be slightly biased, but
Me? Impossibly.
So yeah, this hand did do the things.
Even not Canadians love Canada. Like, come on now.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Who
Who loves Canada?
A single bad word about Canada.
No. Canada's rubbish. We don't like Canada here.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, I would unsubscribe too. Don't unsubscribe, guys. I haven't used my resort, that's why. I was like,
Another
where's
one
Mystic?
from Master Diamond. How do you guys feel about freestyle decks, as in combo decks that do not have a set combo?
I like them.
Yeah.
Just not very good at them.
They're really powerful if they do the things well.
So this is kind of, instead of being an Isolde deck where you just make Isolde and then everything snowballs from there, you're just following a set line every time. This is decks like Thunder Dragon, Danger, Wombo Combo. This is like DDDs. This is like Pendulum, that kind of territory where you have some kind of common lines to every turn, but basically everything you're doing revolves around the cards you opened, and not just like the 2 starters you opened, but all 5 cards you opened.
I accept your snack.
Yikes.
3, 4, 5.
Oops. 4. Okay.
Yeah, I personally really enjoy the less linear combo decks, mostly because the linear combo decks typically tend to have choke points in them, which are much easier to disrupt. So, like, the first iteration of
Please tell me you
Spiral-
just drew that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on now.
6. Try again. 4. Still haven't done it.
So the first iteration of Spiral was very much I'm going to make double helix, and I hope my double helix resolves, and then if it does resolve, then the world's open to me. But if it doesn't, then I usually pass turn. And
it's
that
not along
deck
those
lost really hard to Ash, and Impermanence, and Veiler, and just everything. So if you can have a non-linear combo deck, which is at the same power level as a linear combo deck, I definitely prefer the non-linear combo decks, but typically that decision isn't one you can actually make yourself. It's very much format dependent.
Yeah.
It's the cards that are
Like,
available to you.
This Spiral deck is a lot less linear than its previous counterparts.
100%.
Because the previous ones needed to get double helix, and double helix was 100% the choke point.
Was the only starter.
Unless no. If they started on machine dupe quick fix, then they just had everything.
Okay, sure. I mean, they still needed to get to Big Paratrix at some point.
Sure, but like
Double helix was almost always like they had. Burial.
no, you still got to full Firewall Trigate. With
There's no. Okay.
I had 6 cards that I was trying to draw into there, and I did not see them.
Yeah. Good go second cards are good, but only if you draw them.
So I needed to see either a Super Poly or a Dark Ruler No More. And without those 2, we were not getting through that board.
Yeah.
We had plenty of
Yeah.
other cards that we could have seen if I had opened them turn 1. So the likes of Phantasme might have helped, certainly dig for those outs.
Yeah.
Nibiru, Droll and Lockbird both limit the amount that Seb can put up.
Yeah.
But once the board is already established, it is just the Dark Rulers and the Super Polys that are getting me out of it.
Yeah, that was, I think, an unfortunate draw on Tom's part. Because there was a point at which I just realized he didn't have Nibiru, and I was like, cool, I'm just going to do literally everything I want.
Yeah. And like, especially your combo that game, which started on Double Helix, did not have the ways of playing around the Beer.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
It was not the early
I could have made an early Appaloosa at the cost of my Trigate.
Sure, okay.
But yeah, it would have been giving up my Trigate to end on, Appaloosa Sleeper, which is not a bad board. But, like, it would have been Appaloosa Sleeper as opposed to
Yeah, you're
my
giving
full
up a
Trigate.
lot. You're
Yeah.
giving up a lot just in case he has Nibiru.
Yeah. But there was a point I was like, I don't think he has Nibiru.
Alec, do you have a deck play, or are we going back to a game?
I have a deck.
Okay.
Who wants in?
You can play against Tom this time, because
Well, he
I
doesn't,
kicked Tom
doesn't want
out
to be
last.
embarrassed that he's playing against Pendulum again.
yeah.
Still the best deck.
Last time I bricked twice and it was not fun. It was not fun.
You didn't break twice, that just went first.
That also. Well, I bricked the second time.
My opponent has 7 negates. I clearly
Everything's a brick.
I can point at one of my cards for every card in your hand.
Oh yeah, sorry. The Machine Dupe Spiral deck did not have Trigate. That is actually true. It just went for like double Fireball sort of stuff.
You're not wrong. Those two never existed at the same time. Seb is just blatantly lying.
Yeah, I totally forgot that they just Trigate just wasn't really. Oh yeah, because I was playing the Arc Light, so I could special summon my Ash Blossoms and tune it with a Quick Fix to get that negate for the evenly.
Welcome
Didn't
Prince
help, but,
Murloc is asking, what do we think about Lunar Time Thief? He's heard that the deck is a good counter to Spiral, and he happens to own it in real life, so does it actually stack up?
I think the deck is really good, honestly.
Yeah, seems good. I don't know how well it counters Spiral. Like, it gets Dweller, and Dweller's good, but at that point you had to have gone first.
It is a deck that can go first and put up a relatively unbeatable board, and also gets to main deck Gamma and a reasonable amount of the time a second hand trap as well.
Which is probably always draw.
Which, yeah, there's a lot of arguments for draw. Yeah, so I've got a lot of time for it. It's a deck that has a get out of jail free clause in Dweller if you get drolled, which makes it slightly more insulated, but droll still really hurts. Yeah, no, it seems good. The only issue is it plays a couple Garnets, but like, yeah, case raw. Okay. This is a super weird hand.
Okay.
Institution.
Yep.
Jackal.
I don't actually know what this card does, if I'm honest.
So Mythical Beast, you can only activate its effect if you don't have a thing in your other skill.
I know that, the generic piece of text.
Destroy it to put one spell counter on a card that can hold a spell counter.
Okay, that's cute.
And I'll activate that effect on the Institution.
For 3?
For 3. And then I'll use Institution.
It searches.
Remove spell counters. Remove any number of spell counters from your field. Search a monster from your deck that can hold spell counters with equal level.
Yeah, that's not the worst. And a cheeky hard ones per turn on that.
Soft ones per turn.
Soft ones per turn. Ooh. So you can have 2 of these.
You can get a lot of them.
I like that. Oh yeah, it is just regular ones per turn. I'm going to try and stop some of your shenanigans.
I understand, yeah. It stops me really good.
I'm hoping that a lot of your counters that were going to go on that were relying on spells that search together.
Yeah, no, I paused him.
Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, we may have just opened with Scorpio Destrudo.
Yeah, make it up.
Okay. So this is what I was hoping to have against Spiral, but we never found the goods.
Yeah, Droll is really bad, and I didn't see...
We even had the Dark Ruler in War.
Yeah.
These are the reasons I would not consider Pendulum the best deck at the moment.
Because it loses to the same things as what people are playing to beat the best deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And regardless of whether you think Spiral or Pendulum is a better deck in isolation, it just doesn't matter if you lose to the same cards.
Yeah.
They're just functionally the same deck if you're playing against anyone else.
DD Crow. Prince Murloc adds that DD Crow is searchable with Strix if you don't force you to have a link to. I don't think you can search DD Crow with 4 Strix. It only adds specifically level 4s, not level 4 or lower. It's an easy mistake to make, that one.
Yeah, which was really awkward in Raid Raptors, the archetype, because until they got the level 4 that could be special summoned, you only had the level 1, which could be special summoned, which became level 4 once it was summoned. And yeah, it wasn't searchable by your archetype rank 4.
I'm pretty sure that 4 Strix was released in the same set as the one that special summoned itself.
There were a handful of... Well, I thought the level 4 came later, because the level 4 came in the core set, but the level 1 came in the secondary set, the side set.
Yeah, where that set had Breaksword.
Yep. So Wing Raiders was actually a really nice set, and I think it would even draft fairly well, because it was full of generic playable back row cards, like Forbidden Lance, Forbidden Chalice, Bottomless
MST.
Trap Hole, Mystical Space Typhoon, Call of the Haunted.
Oh yeah, I love that set.
Compulsory Evacuation Device, I think, would also in there.
Yeah, no, set was bonkers. Really, really good set.
That was Terratop, wasn't it?
No, that
Terratop was High Speed Riders.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, same sort of type of set.
High Speed Riders was also Omega then?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
So Wing Raiders had the Phantom Knights.
Wait, the Phantom Knights came in a different set to Terratop?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Huh.
Terratop was the set before in that sort of alternate side set world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really bad.
You're holding up there, buddy.
That's all fine.
Really bad.
Where's your
No
electromite
material.
now?
Well, it's no electromite is fine. I've just drawn all of the garnets. Like, this card is not normally a garnet, but it's a really hard garnet in this deck.
Yeah. Prince Murloc. Yeah, Psyframe. So the cool thing about Psyframe Gamma in the Time Thief Luna deck is that Redoer triggers your Lambda to search your Gamma. So that is just a piece of interaction that you can search for your end phase, which is really cool. It's one of the nice things. Alec does not care for the condition that is Prophecy Link.
I have one in top loader. Yeah.
Is Sekka's Light viable in your opinion? I think that Sekka's Light is probably a better choice than all of the lists that I've seen arbitrarily playing 3 junk spell cards. I've seen a lot of BA lists playing likes of 1 Pot of Avarice, 1 Pot of Desires, 1 Upstart Goblin, or like 1 Foolish Burial, things like that. Like, Foolish is certainly a good card, but I don't like this mentality that people seem to have about trying to just put in 3 specifically. It's always 3 spell cards.
They're literally just copy and pasting the same deck. Just...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you want to play the same deck as before, you should probably play Sekka's Light, even just 1 Sekka's Light. If you aren't playing the same deck, then why are you choosing 3 as your number of spells? It doesn't seem to make much sense.
The reality is the deck that you once played is no longer the deck.
Yep.
So.
And the format that you played it in is also no longer the format.
Yeah, this hand is really bad.
So this hand was a lot better before I drew for turn.
I know that pain.
Yeah, that happens. That hasn't looked fair enough.
Now then. You have 1 monster negate or 1 spell negate.
Facts.
We're going to kick off with Nessie. One, 2, 3, 4.
Well done.
Activate Nessie effect.
Come here, you.
Dice are important in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Unfortunately.
Very important.
1, 2.
Foil.
That was the card I probably wasn't going to be activating.
Sure.
Alec, how did you Pendulum Summon?
This isn't even a low scale. Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, you couldn't have Pendulum Summon. There we go. Now it's a legal play, just about.
So you still have 1 monster negation.
Yes.
How do I get rid of a Servant of Endymion?
I don't know.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Pay half for Distributor.
Normal sound.
That is in fact correct.
Oh. Oh, good.
Okay. Okay, effect.
Tom was pretty much guaranteed to have the short cut.
That part doesn't matter.
No.
So, as some of you might have picked up, the play there was down to the fact that I had a Mermare in hand. I didn't want to be ending on my Destrudo. Typically, in a world where you're playing Yazi and Mermer, you save your Destrudo as being the last thing. This ties in nicely with what we were talking about, how to play through a board. You want to lead with your weaker pieces, and in my hand, the Destrudo was a weaker piece because I didn't have access to the Mermer combo. Whereas typically, I would have normal summoned the tour guide to bait the negation, or play through until I bait the negation, and then use the Destrudo to follow up and go to a Boral Sword afterwards.
Yeah, you don't need a spell card, do you?
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah, like even knowing you have Mermer in hand, Yazi just pops my Servant for free, and the only line that I have there is if you don't have the normal summon and need the spell as an extender. Like if you have a normal summon, then you're just deterministically winning that game anyway. So I think that's the correct line, but who knows? And also there's the hypothetical world where you just don't have Mermer in hand.
Yeah, Mermer, good card, but really sucks to draw.
Has been known.
So Master Diamond here is asking, he's been playing 1 Sekka and 1 Avarice for Block BA. Would you say that more starters and more extenders are important? So I think there's two things to analyze here. Firstly, maining 1 Sekka and 1 Avarice is not a line that I often see people going down, but I think it's one that gets underexplored because people read Sekka's Light and think, this has a hard restriction on it, I can't play other spell cards.
Yeah.
But if you're only playing one, I don't think there's a huge amount of cost in playing that and one other spell. You're very unlikely to see both in the same hand,
Yep.
and it's not a deck that's drawing lots of cards.
But then the alternative argument to that is the 1 Sekka's Light better than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spell cards that you could be playing in place of the 1 Sekka's Light? Because there are probably spell cards you would want to play in that deck that are better than your 38th and 37th best monster, and the only reason you would be playing the monsters instead of the spells is because you have the 1 Sekka's Light. So there's that kind of give and take.
Yeah. And the second part of the question, would we say that starters or extenders are more important? For me, it's strictly a numbers game. You need to work out how important it is that you see a starter and then use a hypergeometric calculator to look at the odds of seeing at least one starter in any given hand. And from that, you can give yourself a fairly good idea as to how many you need to be playing to get yourself the chances that you want.
Yeah. I mean, in an ideal world, you like the cards that kind of double as both starters and extenders. Like, Spiral is cool in that it has a lot of 2-card combos, and a lot of the combo starters are extenders later in your combo. Things like Quicks, Magician's Souls, they are all cards that potentially can be extenders, which is really nice if you can find those. Not all decks can play them, but like, that's one of the cool things you can do with that. Gabe's, no, we don't stream on Twitch, we stream on YouTube. Occasionally Dan will stream on Twitch under his own personal Twitch, Irish Dante.
If you want to watch Legends of Runeterra, I might do a little bit of streaming of that, but not for Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is YouTube.
Care to comment on the coronavirus rumors, Ron? What? I have no knowledge of coronavirus being in any way associated with me. I probably wouldn't be hanging out with my friends recording a stream if I had coronavirus. Probably would be in one of those quarantine camps. Yeah, I have continued to be giving you 2 streams a week from my not coronavirus-filled life.
That is
it.
Yeah.
You randomly select one of these.
Ooh.
1, 2. That'll do.
I mean, they'll all do, right?
No, knowledge is bad.
Oh, sure, yeah. I get you. You have to get rid of this.
Yeah, you lose your, or you don't use your normal summon, but you lose a link 2. And also you only play one, you play one less spell. So you get one less spell counter on stuff that matters.
Okay. This gets 2 as well?
No.
Oh.
That's only when mythical beasts are destroyed.
Oh, sure, yeah. I remember now.
I remember.
Marcel Noel asks, how would you change your BA deck when the new Master Rule comes out? It's kind of impossible to say because we're pretty sure there's going to be a new Forbidden Unlimited list dropping at or around the same time, so there's not really any point speculating until we know the changes. Oh no! Seraphin's asked for a billion times, will any of you be attending the Card Market Series in Paris? Yes, I will be there! I will be desperately scouting the room to try and find myself some Lightning Storms because I really want to play those in this deck. So if you or anyone that you know happens to have a set, please bring them along.
Please.
Please!
Yeah.
In response to the activation, I want to be using this one.
I accept.
I was just busy answering question there.
I feel you.
Fancy Patu is asking about speed duels. Have we tried speed duels recently?
Not recently, no. I have played some Speed Duel, but not for a long time.
Yeah, I think we all picked up the starter decks when they first came out as just kind of a cool thing, but it wasn't really a format that particularly appealed to me personally. I don't think it's necessarily marketed at me anyway, which is fine. I think it's a really cool thing that Speed Duel's got going, but I have no idea where it's at the moment. Alec, you have any thoughts on Speed Duels at all?
Yeah, I don't know absolutely anything at all.
Cool.
So, I know that for Alec and myself, the alternate format that we've been exploring is Legends of Runeterra. So we play a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Constructed here for you guys, but we've been playing a lot of that on the side. I've been really enjoying that, but I've certainly not been looking at wanting to explore other formats in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment when I've got so many card games already going on.
Yeah, likewise. I've been playing Pokemon when I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh, so like, just not really thinking about not constructed Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let's do that.
Appaloosa, nice.
So Rodrigo asks Alex specifically what you think about Instant Fusion's Millennium Eyes in Pendulum.
It will be substantially better when Master Rule 5 hits.
Yeah, that would have been my answer.
The vast majority of combos do need you to use your extra monster zone at some point, mostly because of this guy, but also because of Magister, Endymion Magister. So you can't really afford to lock your extra monster zone for the entire combo. There might be versions of the deck that can, but at least the version I'm playing, which revolves around Crowley, or Crowley, or whatever you call him, you probably can't.
Tom, how does BA beat Altergeist?
So if anyone's coming to CMS Paris and happens to own Lightning Storms, it would be real nice if you could bring those along.
Yeah. The answer a long time ago was Hydralander. Probably not still the answer.
Any main deck boss monsters are real good against Altergeist. So your Hydralanders, your Dark Armed Dragons.
Yeah.
Even just having, just big summonable monsters of any kind of form, it means that you aren't losing value when they get bounced by Silquatus. Consolidating into extra deck monsters has always been what costs you in that kind of matchup. But now I think cards like Evenly Matched or Lightning Storm are the real answer. That's a lot of dice you got there.
Yeah, it's a reasonable number of dice.
Yeah, this is just what happens when Pendulum does its thing. It likes its dice.
Like, I have a lot of dice.
Oh my. Things are starting to look pretty dicey over here.
Let me. Yeah, we got billions. Let's just remove 6 from this. And 1 from this.
Searching for your big chief dude guy. What I can't remember what he's called. Endymion.
Endymion. Which Endymion? They're all Endymion.
Is Dark Armed viable for the side? I don't think Dark Armed is a side card. I think it's a very reasonable main deck card, but I wouldn't be siding it. Anti-magic arrows, yeah, pretty good side.
Anti-magic arrows stops your opponent from activating spells and traps?
Yes, activate at the start of the battle phase. Cards and effects can't be activated in response, and neither player can activate spells or traps for the rest of the turn.
Neither player.
I believe so. We can get a little check on that.
Yeah. I was just thinking, it gets significantly worse in many, many decks if it's neither player. Specifically, Spiral can't activate it and then attempt to combo.
4.
Right, because they need their spells to resolve.
This and this for this to destroy this for this.
For the rest of the turn, after this card resolves, spell and trap cards and their effects cannot be activated.
Yeah, that's not a card you can play in Spiral.
Oh, boo-hoo. Spiral doesn't have more things to use.
Hey, if I can get, like, even more free wins against Altergeist, then...
This for 4.
If you could just stop, that'd be nice.
I should have removed extra spell counters there. I might have.
Alec is, like, trying to figure out if he has the right number of counters.
Yeah, I slightly messed up my counters. There should be this, and shouldn't be any on this. Because now we can do
Okay.
that and then that.
Mm-hmm.
For this, for this, for this, and this. Go.
Okay. So, Dark Ruler no more.
Darla no more good card.
All of my dice.
I have
Not a Dark Ruler no more in hand.
I have lived the dream of like the full like this sort of board,
Yeah.
Dark Ruler, and just watch them scoop up the dice.
Yeah.
That feels really good.
Even a Super Poly would be nice. But alas.
Here we are.
Do you have anything to stop me from going to the battle phase and attacking? No?
No.
No. Okay. 800 attack points. I don't think we can get away with anything other.
I don't think we can attack over that.
Change to
100.
attack,
Oh, really?
enter battle phase.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, what do?
Crash into Endymion triple evenly.
It would get the job done. I think I'd be favored to win. Attack the Appaloosa?
So Alec, do you have a second Appaloosa to now make with your Masquerade?
No.
I hear 3 is all the rage at the moment.
Facts.
Normal summon tour guide. Activate effect.
That one I think I will negate with this jackal.
Okay.
Eh.
This is acceptable. Pastime. Yep, we weren't getting through there. We needed to see a Droll, or a Super Poly, or
A Dark
a Dark Ruler no more. Without those, we weren't going to have a great chance. But, I mean...
Like, you probably win with a Super Poly, but I'm not even convinced you win with a Super Poly.
I think...
You have a chance to win, because you get to...
Like, it's definitely good, and probably good enough, but I do have double Spell Negate, double Monster Negate, and then Appaloosa, which can't be Super Poly'd away.
The way I see Super Poly is it's a card that lets me change this guy to attack position, go to the battle phase, attack the Appaloosa,
Yes.
Super Poly away your 2 monster negations into
yes.
double dark and attack over your Masquerena, and then just play without spell cards.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking you had to do it before attacking. Yeah, because I was like, if you do try and super poly away some stuff and then enter battle phase, I can Masquerena into Avramax.
Yeah, no, I would be making the same line as I did make, but using Super Poly in the battle phase to take out all of your monster negation.
I don't know if anyone in chat has tried to beat a Masquerena Avramax without the help of their boy Dingirsu. It's not easy.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Yes.
Like
Dark Ruler No More.
Dark Ruler
helps.
No More does help. Yeah, that is exactly the card.
Weird Boy, yep, I am maining Dark Ruler No More at the moment. It's a really high impact card that gives me a much better game 1 going second against Spiral. There's not a lot that takes out everything on their board, and this does it very well.
Yep.
You're effectively just pre-sided for going second against Spiral.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're in a format where there is a clear best deck, I am definitely the guy that will main deck my side deck cards to try and beat it.
Yep. No, it seems perfectly reasonable, especially in a shotgun second deck. And as we saw, any single one of those cards is good enough to beat the Spiral board. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you play enough of them, then your game actually gets really good.
Super Poly doesn't quite get you there because you still have Sleeper to deal with.
Yeah, come see, come stop.
Like, if the rest of your hand does things, then that's not going to be an issue. It's just, Super Poly on its own is not clear the board. Dark Ruler.
What is your Super Poly target when you're facing down Spiral? You are getting World Legacy Guard Dragon Armaduke? World Chalice Guard Dragon Armaduke. The fusion materials for this are 3 link monsters.
Are you yelling at me for not having sleeved cards?
Marmaduke?
I don't have enough sleeves for all my side decks, so the ones that I'm not sleeving over here.
Q.
Yes,
Marmaduke.
I'll be re-sleeving on my way to France later this week. So looking forward to seeing any of you guys that are out there for CMS Paris, and these guys will be saying hi to anyone that's coming along for the Brotherhood.
Yep.
I will not be able to give you a stream from locals on Thursday, unfortunately, because I will already be on my flight heading out to France. I'm going for a good few days, get a chance to look around the city. I know, unlike me, we're usually just in and out for the event, but
You're going to see more than a convention center?
I will see a lot more than the convention centre.
I'm so confused.
I'm not even sure that I'll be there on the Saturday, so my Thursday to Tuesday Paris trip is looking mighty cultural by our Yu-Gi-Oh standards.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
I mean, to be fair, as someone who's never been to Poland before, I'm very excited for this year's WCQ. May take it as like a proper holiday.
Okay, yeah, that could be a nice one. But that's all we've got time for, unfortunately. I won't be able to give you a Manor House stream, and I won't even be back for Sofa Session next Monday, so you'll be relying on these guys for that.
Oh no.
Good luck to them.
We're doomed.
But we will see you again soon. I imagine I will be back at the Manor House the following week, but keep an eye on our socials. We'll let you know what's going on.
Yep, it's the best place to catch us.
Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.
We'll see you.